Hi everyone and welcome to Star Trek Online, and more importantly welcome to Season 10 of Star Trek Online. We're taking a little bit of a break from our standard Let's Play that I'm doing at the moment, with the Klingon one just starting, and we are going to have a look at Season 10 and the brand new stuff that is brought out with it. First of all, we have the huge sector space revamp, which I think's I really like it, to tell you the truth. Admittedly, Tour the Galaxy is pretty much undoable now, although you can't complete it, but you still make more money than you used to. Son! But basically, you can now fly around the entire Alpha and Beta Quadrant without running into sector walls, which just makes the whole of space to me feel an awful lot bigger than it used to. It just makes everything feel better. So real kudos to this. I think it looks great. It also feels, it makes space feel big, and it also feels like you're moving quickly, because you'll notice that I'm a lot more maneuverable at warp than I used to be, and that's just due to the design that they've done. Also, you have the complete redesign that they've done on the random encounters, and if I can get one to pop up here. Oh, I see, it disappeared just as I was about to the random encounters that they do have been changed, at least to what I can think. The deep space encounters, it now tells you what sort of rewards you get for them while I bump up against the screen. So that's that's a big deal. I'm a big fan of that. Just makes it feel like, if you don't really feel like doing the whole grinding thing, you can just role play as a Starfleet captain. It's like there's a distress call from the Breen sector. Well, let's go to the Breen sector then and sort something out. There's a red alert here, which probably won't work because red alerts I think are currently booked. You can go along to one of those. It really feels like they've done an awful lot to try and make the system a lot more. It feels like they've done a lot to make space feel a lot bigger. And overall, I think that's a really good thing. Nice new graphic for Transwarp as well. The other thing that they have done, if we come to the reputation system, and I personally think, let's just collect my rewards for the day. I think that this personally is huge. I do have another one for Iconium rewards. Cool. Alright. The other thing they've done with these, which I think is amazing, is something they should have done a long time ago, are these missions, the Elite Omega compensation missions. Now, the one thing that used to annoy an awful lot of people is that you had to do the advanced missions in order to get these, the Borg neural processors. Well, maybe not the Borg neural processors, because you can still get those off Defera, but certainly for things like Voth Cybernetic, there was only one place you can get them. Certainly things like Ancient Power Cells, where the only way I think to get them is Bug Hunt, doing that on Advanced or Elite. So it sort of pinholed you into getting, let's head to the Beta Quadrant, it sort of pinholed you into doing 2 or 3 missions on the same difficulty constantly, and that just gets boring very, very quickly. Even if you're, I can clear bug with a half decent group. I can clear Bug Hunt Elite in 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, but at the end of the day, it gets very, very boring running that constantly. And you want to do different things when you're playing a game, because you will eventually just burn out on things. Sure, I'll fill these up off screen. So let's just come back to the grades. You get the Elite Omega compensation, which basically now you can trade in 100 normal marks. So that's usually, if you're doing the daily bonus, that's probably 2 days worth of marks, and you'll have a little bit left over. And you can trade them in for a Borg neural processor. So you can trade it in for the elite marks, which means that you can now do any mission which rewards the marks on any difficulty, and you will still have access to the top end spec. You'll still have access to the top end spec gear, which, if you're looking at Omega stuff, will be things like the adapted Mako armor, or the one that you probably want, well, any of the grounder. The one you will probably want is the Omega personal armor. That's the one that I'm currently wearing at Mark 14. For anything aside from Bug Hunt Elite, I pretty much use this. It's an absolute beast of a set. The Omega Force carbine is ridiculous in terms of the damage it does, so that's pretty much what I end up using, although all my guys have a rep gear of some description. So, you know, I also have Mark 14 Undine kit, but that's pretty much exclusively for the Bug Hunt mission. So, you know, they've now built in, there's not so much of a content wall that there used to be, and I think that this has been needed for a very long period of time. And it's great to see it. But the thing is, it doesn't devalue doing the advanced run, because the advanced run will still reward you with more marks. It will still reward you with the neural process. So, you know, you will still get, in terms of reputation rewards, you're still getting approximately what? You'll get, let's say you have the daily. For a normal run, you'll get like, what, 80 bonus marks if you do ISA and get the if you do ISN and get the optional, you'll get 75 to 80 marks. Whereas if you do it on advanced, you'll get 100 marks and you'll get a neural processor, so you'll get like 2.5 times the reward for doing it on advanced. So it's still worth doing the advanced because you get stuff quicker in terms of, so if you're capable of doing it. But it means that if you only feel like you're happy playing on normal, which I was for a very long time, if you feel like you're only happy playing on normal, then you can still get the Borg neural processors without either jumping into something that you're not comfortable doing or being pinholed into doing Defera, which, let's face it, you know, you don't want to be doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again. Elite Task Force Specialization, you know, you can then start trading in marks for dilithium. They have introduced, there you go, the new ongoing war efforts. They have multiplied these for ease of use. So, for example, the standard reward is 50 Omega marks give you 500 dilithium. They have actually bought in times 10 and times 5 versions of these, so you can trade in 250 marks for 2,500 dilithium, or you can trade in 500 Omega marks for 5,000 dilithium, same ratio. But what it does do, that means that if you have a stack load of Omega marks, like let's see, you know, I have 1,500 New Kara marks and almost 1,500 Romulan marks, I could just trash them in for 5,000 dilithium. It's still not as, how can I put this? It's still not as mark efficient as doing the hourly rewards like this one, because this is 15 marks for 300 dilithium in a box. But obviously you can only do these once per hour and it's not a quick trash, so it's really up to you what you want to do. Also, this costs energy credits, but you kind of get them back with what's in the box. So it is nice to see that they're bringing these in. They're just some quality, you know, they're just quality of life improvements that make it an awful lot easier to do the reputation grind, and I think that that is going to make things a lot easier for everyone. Obviously there's been some teething troubles, there always is with a big release, or there always are with a big release, and to be fair, I've not seen many of them, but I think that most of the problems are confined to the US, certainly in terms of connection issues. I have to say I've not really had any connection issues, which, you know, is foot in mouth at this point. I'm probably going to end up crashing on this. But I think that for the moment, you know, this is a really good... am I going to ram this star? Yes, I am. Bounce off the star. There you go. As you can see, there's the odd few things that still need a little bit of... might need a little bit of work on that front, because we still try and transwarp through stars and all that. But there's also random encounters in sector space. You can come across a nebula or an asteroid, and you can scan it for... particles, like you used to be able to do in the off sectors, like Delta Valanis. You used to be able to scan around for materials. I mean, I remember many a very boring hour spent in there just farming materials. before I realised how to actually farm the game properly. You know, so I got 500 of these materials. But I suppose in those days with an astrometric scientist you could get rare, you could get a bigger chance of rarity, and critting was always fun. You can see there's a deep space encounter here. We go on Separatists. Hopefully this one will stay there, and I'll be able to show you what what happens when you come across a deep space encounter. First off, this is one downside you do have to get closer to things, and you can see you can enter it with Gorn Separatists and you end up with dilithium, skill points, expertise and crafting pack. I think it's like 240 dilithium or something along those lines. Anyway, there's something new, also new, which has come out with Season 10, and that is something I haven't yet played, and that is the 2 new feature episodes, Blood of the Ancients and Delta Flight. So, over the next 2 videos, I'm going to end up playing these 2 missions, and we'll see how those goes. I'd better introduce you to the new version of the Rainmaker. And see that it is now loaded up with dual beam anti-proton weapons. I'm still not convinced what is better for a very specific reason. If I click these, you'll notice, yep, I have 4 gold Polaron. 4 gold Polaron vulnerability locators. So I'm not 100% convinced what's better at the moment. Also, this requires a lot better flying, and I'm not convinced that I'm that good at that yet. One thing I need to do is put my plasmonic leech back on. I am looking to completely gold out the Vesta, but at the moment that's going to require me grinding a few more Omegas. You can see I'm sort of grinding them down at the moment, so it will take a little while to gold out. I might not gold out the whole ship, but I will certainly gold out the tactical consoles, the assimilated console and the bioneural infusion circuit. So everything down here will be gold, and I'll probably gold out all the weaponry. I'm not sure whether I'll gold out anything else though, because I'm not certain that it's tremendously worth it. Either way, let's start the featured episode, Blood of the Ancients, and you'll probably see me die in this a couple of times because, as I said, this is an anchored build, so I generally have to stop, and if I get gang, you know, I have to stop for a certain period of time to get more damage. So if I get gang jumped, then we have a problem. The other thing I do need to bring up about the build, just before we get into it, is what's happened with these consoles again. The plasma generating weapon signal nullifiers. They're ridiculous now. When you gold them out, when you gild them, they get I think it's about another 50% damage over their ultra rare values, and you hit for a ton of damage when these crit. And I'm not, you know, this is not a small amount of damage you hit for. You hit for a metric ton of damage with when these crit. I mean, just as a science officer, I've seen myself do 40k crits higher when I'm in ISA, when someone's attack pattern beatering all over the place, or is tactical fleeting, etc. And I think that tactical officers, when they've procced everything like attack pattern alpha and attack pattern and go down firing and all the rest, they'll crit for 100k, and it's shield piercing as well. So you will definitely see like shields going flying in this. I just need to check, have I got another part gen console? I'm not too sure I do. No, I don't. Oh, is that a part gen console? Yeah, no, that's a flow console. Okay, I need another part gen console. Okay, I'll get that from my fleet. Because as you can see, I've been kind of grinding fleet stuff, and I have like 1 million fleet credits and many dilithium. I'm down on EC at the moment because I actually bought a load of Gamma Quadrant commodities recently, because that seems to be one of the missions that is currently broken. So I bought a load of them on the cheap from the auction house, so at least I've got enough to run my duty officer missions. Still, without further ado, before this video gets too long, let's get into the missions, shall we? Time for Blood of the Ancients, and we've got Klingon dude telling us something here.
We know that attacks from the Iconian forces are imminent. Their gateway technology means that distance has little meaning for them. Once the war begins in earnest, we will be racing to cover too much territory with too few ships. But we cannot fail. To fight a war, we first need a plan. Admiral Quinn has requested your presence at a briefing on Earth's space dock.
So we're going to head to Earth. The other, one of the sides of these... Oh, you get anti-proton weapons from these. That's quite nice. I mean, they're crap modifiers, but hey. The one thing that sort of comes to mind is that we are at a pretty unacceptable tactical position at this point, because this is also the new transwarp system. Yeah, we are at a pretty unacceptable disadvantage here, and the reason for that is that movement is 9/10, being in the right place is 9/10 of it, and to the Iconians, distance means absolutely nothing, and the amount of ships that they had in the last mission that we saw, we are literally just going to be having to defend too many places at once, and so we need to find a way to cripple their ability to use their gateway network, or find a way to turn it against them, because even in Deep Space Nine, when a small rebel band of Jem'Hadar were in control of a gateway, the Dominion projections were that the entire Dominion would be overthrown by that group of Jem'Hadar, because there was absolutely no way to counter that sort of tactical advantage. And as Wayun said, once they've done that, they could land 1 million Jem'Hadar on any planet in the entire universe, potentially, depending on how far the gateway network stretched, but they could land 1 million Jem'Hadar on any planet in the galaxy. And the fact that you have starships at your disposal is irrelevant, because they don't need starships to get to your planet. So, and that's possibly what happened with the Iconians before, and enough spacefaring races came together to just destroy Iconia from orbit, which is pretty much what they did. Now the Iconians are a spacefaring race as well. This is going to be very, very interesting, but that's just a thought of mine. But it seems odd that just bombing Iconia would have been enough to get rid of the Iconians first up. Maybe the Iconians were using gateways and not starships at that time. But anyway, let's begin Blood of the Ancients. Yes, I'm a tight wad. I saved myself 15,000 energy credits. But hey, with open sector space, it's easy now, right?
Welcome, and thank you for coming. We've gathered here the finest commanders from Starfleet, the Klingon Defense Force, and the Romulan Republic. We may have been enemies in the past. Now, we must fight as one. May I introduce Captain Cogran? He will coordinate our combined forces against the Iconians and report to the commanders of all 3 fleets.
Greetings. The Iconians have revealed themselves. War is now inevitable. While the Iconians themselves are few in number, their heralds are numerous and formidable. They are not like the servitors we have fought before. They are far more dangerous. We are already sending strike teams into the sphere the heralds use to access the Iconian gateway network. They will retaliate, and when they do, they will attack our most valuable targets. The gateways allow the heralds to strike anywhere. They can avoid or destroy any obstacle in their path. Therefore, the Alliance has decided to focus on defending key installations. We need time to create a strategy. To that end, let me introduce Captain Tom Paris.
Hello, everyone. Okay, we've learned a few things that could be a weakness in the Herald strategy. If we can exploit this, we can...
Oh boy.
It's beginning.
Their goal appears to be New Romulus. The Federation has a starbase nearby. Captain Paris, take your task force and the bulk of the fleet to New Romulus. The rest of you, report to Starbase 234. Right now, that starbase is all that stands between the Heralds and New Romulus. Hold the Heralds there as long as you can. We need time to evacuate civilians and prepare defenses at New Romulus. Today is a good day to die.
Well, that was optimistic.
Herald ships on an intercept course. All ships, defend the starbase.
I guess we better do that then, haven't we?
I've never seen anything like these Herald ships before.
Now, the Herald ships have several incredibly nasty abilities. Which I'm sure you will see at some point. Oh god damn Iconian spheres. This is something that you will get used to. The ship, you have to have engineering team on your ship when you're facing Iconians or Heralds, whatever you want to call them. You have to have engineering team because they have intel abilities, and most of the intel abilities can only be countered using engineering team.
More Herald ships on sensors. Deploying reinforcements.
Oh boy, they sideswiped me. And there you go, EMP probe shut me down.
They're coming to our ship. There's 8 ways to get inside the defense burrow. There's no stopping.
Harold closed in. Basic maneuver.
Ow, something hit me then. Yikes. I think I might want to keep my foot down here.
More ships. This isn't going to end well.
No, it's going to end just fine. Yeah, that EMP probe is incredibly annoying. For every pulse it sends out, it shuts your systems down, so the one thing you want is to get rid of it. Okay, they've got a battleship there, that's not too much to worry about.
The Heralds are taking our ship. This isn't going to end well.
Oh, we're fine, we're fine.
Taking some damage. Get far enough away from the water.
Heads up.
A gateway is open inside the station. They're boarding us. Security team, report to deck 6.
Lost, work this out.
We're losing
I
shuttle.
can't.
Scout the perimeter before the next wave.
Wow, they really have made a mess of everything, haven't they? But it looks like we got everyone out of here. Whoa! Well, this is bad.
There are too many of them. We can't... All of the civilians and most of the crew managed to evacuate. At least that's something. But there's nothing more we can do for that starbase. Fall back to New Romulus. We need reinforcements to hold the system.
Well, this is a great start, isn't it? And this is just an example of what the Heralds can potentially do. Their ships are, as I said, the ships are incredibly annoying with what they do. You would have noticed one of them while I was firing the phaser. You will have noticed one of them opened a gateway.
Welcome
And
to the war.
basically the sun
Romulans are
fired out
asking
of
for
it.
boots on the ground, but we've got more than we can handle up here. There are some weak spots in the Herald lines. If you can punch through to transporter range, you should be able to get a team down there to assist.
Okay, let's do that. Why are they going after New Romulus? Ah, yes, gateway, I forgot. New Romulus does have a gateway on it, even though it's sort of knackered.
Nice flying. Now hurry up. We've got a war to win. Good work on those scouts. Now, take out the ships headed your way.
Easy enough. Oh.
Keep it up.
I see you decided to fly away from me, did you, sir? How about that? Oh god, that thing hits hard.
Just one more group to join the plan. Give them hell.
Yeah, that, not telling a lie, that thing properly hits hard. Engineering team, get rid of this depot.
Close. Fighting on the ground is getting worse. Need you down there.
This thing rock and rolls you about. It's really annoying. It's basically a disable.
The situation has become desperate on the surface. Good luck down there. And watch your back. The Heralds aren't pulling their punches.
Okay. Yep, team is about right. Now, don't forget my team's very well equipped, so hopefully we can make short work of what the Heralds are doing here. But yeah, this is definitely a... You're not going to win this war through conventional tactics. We might not even be able to win it without them. Mwahaha! Huh. Okay, so reinforcements are over here. Right. Apparently.
Thank you. Now that the area is secure, we can call in reinforcements. Sub-Commander Zylan is ready to lead a squad to assist you. Should I call them now?
Why not? My guys have things, and why did I give them that? Oh! Fine, be like that. Oh god! These guys aren't messing around, are they? I guess I should stop messing around and actually use my abilities, shouldn't I?
We need to retake this area.
Haha, that's the ability. That's a nice little doofer that I forgot about. It is a cool little ability. Yeah, that is a new ability I've got there. That is Plasma Feedback Cascade.
More heralds are on their way. We can take a defensive position in the ruins.
Which, if I believe it's from the Romulan missions that we've just recently done. The next incoming attack hits your opponent for plasma damage and then chains and gives a massive damage debuff. So you basically just hit it whenever you're about to get into a fight. And then it should chain to absolutely everything. The unfortunate thing is that it will... Wow, the Tholians are even getting their asses kicked here. Should be easy enough. Oh god, horters everywhere.
Sensors indicate Herald forces inbound to this position. We must hold here.
Yeah, we've not got a full-on Herald yet, like we saw in the previous mission, but I'm sure they're coming. Oh god, why did you go down there? Oh, that's a neat trick. Yeah, that's definitely a neat trick they've got going on there. Oh God! What the hell hit me then? It's actually really hard to make out. It looks like all my guys got stuck on something there because they're not moving. Whoa, Jesus, what the hell hit him then? Wow, my guy just got wiped. It seems like is my control key stuck or something? Because oh no, I'm just getting tremendous lag on the ground. See, look, I've hit my ability and there, it finally fires. So, yeah, that's... I mean, ground lag in this game has always been pretty bad, but that's, like, beyond terrible.
The ruins are secure. Next, we must clear the path ahead.
They do really need to do something about that, because it just makes ground combat in this game just really not fun to play. Because all you end up doing is hitting a button, nothing happens, and then, you know, and then you just get frustrated with it. Although I must admit, the blue anti-proton beams are really cool. Also, the sort of hilly outback doesn't help too much because, I mean, well, I mean, it's fine because you end up with a nice. It's hard to pick them out. It really is. The first sort of inkling you get of them being around is when you end up getting shot at. And the other thing I do wish is that auto-targeting, you put something in the center of your screen and then you hit target, it would actually target what's in the center of your screen rather than something that's miles away. Just, you know, just little quality of life improvements I really think the game could do with. You know, it's like if I look at something and hit target, I would think that my major, you know, the first thing that it should really do is fix that. Ow. Yeah, they're opening up little gateways, which is awkward. Got another construct. Okay, don't need to use any abilities on that.
There is a camp near the power station. There will be reinforcements there.
God, they're beating the crap out of New Romulus, aren't they? Romulans really can't catch a break, can they? Why are you looking that way? There's two guys behind you who I am looking at, and ugh. I think it targets the one that's currently firing at you, which isn't really very helpful. Let me just have a look and see if I can change that. There is some sort of, I'm sure there is some combination.
I think we can take it from here. Do you want me to call for reinforcements?
Sure. There's got to be something where... Yeah, I want that off, because that means that I end up unselecting a load of my targets, which is bad. No, don't do that. And do not select off-screen targets. Right. Hopefully, we should be able to... hopefully, I should be able to do things right. There we go. That's better. I love my tactical officers. I do like they're kind of playing up to the Herald's sort of master of movement thing.
Reinforcements are on their way.
You know, they're playing up to the fact that they can appear anywhere.
Opening to the east.
There you go. Whoa, that's a lot of them.
Watch out! Gateway opening to the east.
Defilers are mean, man.
Herald inbound from the southeast.
Whoa, nice attack there. Uh-oh, get out of that cone. Yeah, through years of playing...
Gateway opening to the north.
through years of playing random events in games, it's like, don't stand in the fire. Yeah. Whatever is throwing a cone out in front of it or anything like that, do not stand in the fire. Now, we've got a gateway down here. Got another huge boom.
Watch out! Gateway opening to the east.
Ah! By all means, go ahead and do that. Man, those guys are pretty badass. You can see how my shots are blocked here by all the trees and stuff, which... once I get in the fight, things are a lot easier. Or at least once my tactical officer...
We have retaken the ruins. Shall I call in for our next objective?
Yeah, let's do that. Kicked quite a lot of Herald ass there.
The ruins are ours!
Oh dear.
Quick, this way.
Is that a straight up Iconian there? Oh, we're running from an Iconian. Oh good. That isn't good. I don't want to face an Iconian yet. Oh, I guess we've not got much choice. Thing is, why would they... Why would the Iconians have needed, or the Heralds needed, to have moved their ship?
New Romulus is reporting heavy casualties. What happened down there?
Yeah, why would they need... Check out those numbers!
Unusual power emanations from the surface. Be careful.
Why would the Iconians need to have moved their sphere into the beta quadrant? There's absolutely no need to do so. it makes no sense for them to have done so, in fact, because they've moved it to a place where it can be attacked. I don't like the idea of a meltdown. Oh hell. What is that?
Your presence defiles this sacred space. Heralds, to aid, destroy these insects.
Is that an Iconian? I think that's a herald. It's not an Iconian. Oh boy, he can tank. Guys, we're doing this old country way. Uh-oh. I think I annoyed him. Oh, this isn't a gap, really? Wish I'd have known that. Yeah. Let's do a bit of reciprocal damage. I don't even know what that does, but it's got to be good, right? Oh god, no. I think we got him. I said I don't know what this does, and I hit it, but it was yet again another example of me hitting an ability in the game going, you don't really want to do that, do you? Wow, that thing took a beating. They're going to the Preserver Archive. Oh, this just keeps getting better and better. The Preserver Archive? I haven't quite got there in the storyline missions yet, but let's face if you guys have watched the Next Generation episode The Chase, the Preservers are the first race that seeded the galaxy with all the other life in it. So this isn't good if they want the technology that's available there. The Breen were after it in the STO storyline, but the Iconians and the Breen, two different fish, really. Okay. And let's see what the Romulans knew about this. Looks like they managed to get the gateway back online. Obviously things aren't melting down anymore. Why the Preservers? Well, let's get over there and try and find out, because the last thing we want is the Heralds or the Iconians having access to gateway tech. Sorry, not gateway tech, to Preserver tech. They've already got gateway tech. Don't want them having this as well. That'd just be disastrous, I think.
I'm a little busy here. What do you need? Acknowledged. Wouldn't want to miss the party. I'll get every ship with an operational warp drive headed that way as soon as New Romulus is secure.
I don't need no damn starships. So what the hell do the Heralds want here? That's a Preserver up front. See what the Archivist says. They must know something about the Iconians, surely. I think they're even older than the Iconians.
I am the guardian of all who my people were and all that they remember. My task is to keep the archive safe until the day when our children would be united and would want to know who we were. Long ago, life developed on our world before all others. We explored the galaxy, but we were alone. But what is life when there is no one with which to share the joys or the sorrows? So if the galaxy would not give us companions, we would create them. We created you. Our scientists seeded many worlds and directed evolution. We wanted you to resemble us. But more importantly, we wanted you to understand us.
So there's your explanation as to why every life form, or most life forms in the galaxy, are humanoid in origin. And additionally, I remember that line from when Worf and Martok were discussing his wedding, and Martok said, "How hollow is the sound of victory without someone to share it with?"
Hundreds. While each preserver has a genetic memory of the entire race, it was deemed important to preserve individuals, so that if the time came when we could live with our children, there would be sufficient numbers to maintain our species. We built this place and slept, dreaming of the world that would become. We dreamed of the world you would create.
Yeah, about that. It's probably not what you would have hoped. And we've got some Assassin's Creed going on, so they all have a genetic memory, but they're still individuals. So they've sort of done the Borg thing without becoming the Borg.
The Iconians. I am not programmed for this line of inquiry. Would you like me to wake one of my creators? You can ask her all the questions you wish.
Please do, otherwise we've got issues. Sweet. You got some nice technology here.
Greetings, my child. Long have I slumbered. Why have you roused me now? Ah, the Iconians. They are the first of our children, and for a time, the most troublesome. They were different once, brighter. But our other children grew jealous of their gifts, and chafed against their rule. The war changed them more than they could understand. I will help you, my child.
So it's almost like the Iconians were they a benevolent federation of sorts? They were the most superior life form, but they were more benevolent. They still ruled, but it was kind of like the Federation does. And yet there was a rebellion. They got bombed off Iconia, and well, even benevolent intentions turn sour, but you honestly don't know.
Hold. I sense her approach. Our daughter, Matara, comes. She is first among equals, and her rage is terrible to behold. Go. I will retrieve what you seek, if it is not already too late.
Well, this is not good. Who the hell's Matara anyway? And first among equals, what the hell does that mean? Are the Iconians a collective consciousness? If that Defiler uses its cone attack here, I am screwed. Die! There we go. The question becomes, who or what the hell is Matana? Ah, medical generator. Good drop. Do you have a shield generator in all that rubbish? I really need to give my other engineers a shield generator, I think. Don't know why I used neural neutralizer there. I feel I'm going to regret that. Uh-oh, someone just whooped him right on top of us. We got this. Uh-oh.
Know that your death will bring me no pleasure, ancient one.
Then make a different choice, my daughter.
I cannot. Long have we waited for this day. We will reclaim all that was once ours. We will rule this galaxy as is our right and our duty. None can stand against us. Not even you.
Whoa. But I don't understand. Why would the Iconians have just left then? And why does it... They're obviously not just a straight up evil race, if that's the way. So it's nice to have a little bit of depth to them. But what did that Iconian do to him? Her?
We're in orbit, and we're not alone. The rest of the fleet is about 2 minutes out, but the Heralds are here, and they do not look happy. If you're done down there, can you beam back to your ship and give us a hand?
Well, I guess I'll do that, but we've got major problems here. Always knew they were going to bring the preservers into this somehow, but now what?
They are not kidding around. Raise your shields. We need to hold out until the rest of the fleet arrives. They are not kidding around. More Herald ships on an intercept course.
Oh, no problem. No problem with them.
The Heralds are sending reinforcements. Watch your back. More Heralds.
The Borg do have a lot of ships. Ah.
Where are the Heralds getting all these ships? More inbound.
Well, they had enough to block out the sun.
The fleet is 1 minute out. Keep fighting.
They had enough ships to block out the sun. You might think that that says they have a lot of ships. Very annoying.
More Herald ships. These guys just won't give up. Just a little longer.
All the more for me then. Oh, EMP probe. I have a feeling they're going to bring the big guns in very shortly. Because even though that stuff was cool, it wasn't really a monstrous fight. Sup, guys? You brought Talis warbirds to this.
Just in the nick of time. Let's show these Heralds what we can do.
Whoa, how many? Whoa! Ow! That's another ability that I hate from Intel. Oh boy. That's a dreadnought. Before? Oh god, all this crap on my shit. Okay.
Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
What the hell? I guess we're never going to get the answer. Wow, really? Let's head to the flotilla, I suppose. I think that just showed how serious the Iconians are.
Although this is a dark day, you have served admirably. The loss of the Archive is regrettable, but the Preservers are not the only casualties this day. There will be more death before this war ends. But those of us who survive will be stronger. The Iconians think they can win this war. They think we are weak. They are wrong. We will fight, and if need be, we will die. But we will fight until our last breaths.
Against a race which just committed genocide. Well, I guess we will find out how things move on from here next time. But that's a hell of a way for things to start off, isn't it? See you next time, guys.